And we are live. Man, that dryer's loud. Hey, Tiffany. Bing. You want to come hang out with me? Consider yourself invited. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Thanks for stopping in anyway. I am printing off a pin to go with that guy. No, I think maybe it has to go that way. Well, whichever way it goes, it's a hair clip that is toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, and I have a pin. Now, let's see if I can. Whoops, that didn't work. Share. That's what you're looking at. Or I guess that's what I'm looking at. Rotate that way. In theory, that's what it's going to look like. Not so blue, because I've got white filament in it, but Bing. That just means we're up to temperature. An hour. Okay. It's actually going to take a little bit longer than an hour. Oh, yeah, okay. We got her. Slice. Print. Put those temperatures back up. Up. Listen to me when I tell you something. Boy. There. Get rid of that. You can see there that it's printing. Who else we got in here? Hey, Justin. Yeah, I've kind of zonked out about a half an hour after I said that I would be doing my own show last night. I noticed you guys started another stream. You had a little issue. Oh, there she is. Hello.
What up? How's it going? I have my Jason Static shirt on. Thumbs down.
Cool.
Nobody give the show a thumbs down. Give it a thumbs up.
Mine's a bar shirt from Pasadena, Maryland.
Pasadena, Maryland. I've never heard of that.
I think it's Maryland, MD.
Herb's Basement. Oh, yeah. I've never heard of that. I've heard of Pasadena, California.
Drinking where the sun don't shine.
Oh, my gosh. So what's going on, Cliff? What are you up to?
Just a little bit of 3D printing. Not sure if you saw that on your phone, but I printed up that last night.
Oh, that's cool. Getting ready for Halloween.
Unless it has to go that way. I'm not sure. You know how men are with ladies' accessories, right? Not sure which way they go.
That's a lady's accessory?
It is actually a hair clip.
No way.
And right now I'm making the pin that will go across that. And
I see.
You bend it, right?
That's cool. Yeah. No, I would have it where the head and the wings are going up. That's cool. Yeah, the other way. Flip it.
The head's going up. Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, definitely.
I've never seen How to Train Your Dragon, but.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, it's apparently it's toothless.
Oh, I thought it was like a ghost bat because it's white, and I thought it's like hot for Halloween. Shows what I know. Yeah, that's cool.
Pretty thick too. It's like a quarter-inch thick.
Yeah. So are you you do 3D printing on demand or something?
I'm still trying to figure this stuff out, to be honest with you. I think I got her. I think I got it almost dialed in.
Yeah.
Because it's finicky, down to 2 to 3 degrees. It makes a difference.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not sure if you saw that on a previous. I'm gonna make myself bigger. Since I
make your. Okay.
It's a little kitty.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah. That's awesome. I like that. That's cute. Now, what is that one for? Is that just like a figurine or?
Oh, my niece made me pinky promise I'll make her a kitty and a puppy.
Aww. Is that U.S. or Canadian degrees? Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Craig.
What up, Craig? What up? All right, I'm going to get some more coffee. I will be back.
I almost need a refill, too. We'll take turns. You need a hair clip, Craig? Or that way? I'm going to look in the damn picture. Working phones are always good. Dragon hairpin, I think it's called. There we go. Okay, so yeah, head is going up. And the guy did it on, basically put it on his daughter's head. That's how it goes. In theory, that's almost what it's going to look like. So your phone wasn't working for a bit? Is that what that comment's all about? Speaking of phones, where the hell's mine? Not sure if you were following it, Craig, but right there, that little empty space. That vintage vibrator I bought from a sweet old lady at a garage at that church sale. I sold it to a Chinese guy in Ontario. Yeah, he didn't ask no questions, and neither did I. It's a pretty good flip. Turned $8 into 70, 71, something like that. I had to pay for shipping though because I had free Canadian shipping on it. Kind of get it out the door. People are starting to pick on me, so get it out of here. I have a iPhone SE that I'm not happy with anymore. I don't know. I've been looking at that Google Pixel 3. That's a pretty impressive phone. Mainly for my eBay pictures, because the iPhone SE is not an incredibly good. Get out of there. The iPhone SE is not the best camera in the world for a phone, but the camera on the Google Pixel 3 has some pretty good reviews, so I was going to go with that one.
I was muted. I was saying, what are you making?
I'm making the pin.
Oh, okay. Oh, so
that
you
was the pin. Yeah, the pin to go in here.
Too. Okay.
I did make one last night, but it's kind of hollow. Oh, what am I doing?
Okay.
It will kind of go. Okay, it's got quite of a bend, but yeah. And this thing is brutally sharp too.
Ouch. Be careful.
I am never careful.
You live on the edge, huh?
I'll just show you a picture of what it looks like on this in the
Oh, very
reasonably.
Cool.
Thingiverse is the website name. That's where I get all the all my 3D print files from.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, in theory, it'll bend like that, and then you can stick the pin through the wings.
Mm-hmm. That's very cool.
See, I thought actually my issue with this printer was the layer height,
Mm-hmm.
because as like with this thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you saw me show this off,
Yeah, that's awesome.
add the Dairy Queen curl on top.
Yeah.
But
What?
I thought the issue was the calibration for the layer height, like each layer that it
Yeah.
puts down. Because
Mm-hmm.
as pieces got higher,
Mm-hmm.
it would make a weird noise. So I thought it was actually hitting the work.
Mm.
But I find out it's not. It's this little motor here.
Oh.
Yeah. This little motor here is what feeds the filament through the extruder.
I gotcha.
It's jumping gears.
Uh-oh. So is that like a defect or something?
I don't know. It was a garage
Yeah.
sale buy, so
Mm.
I got it for like 10% of the price of a brand new one.
Right. Yeah.
Jennifer.
Yeah, they're pretty pricey.
And it, and I'm not sure if you were following, but it came with 9 rolls of brand new filament.
Oh, nice.
And it's valued at $35 a piece. So I figured if I scrap the aluminum, sell the filament, there's my $200 back.
Wow. Yeah. For sure.
But he had a really impressive model of an Eiffel Tower, and it looked absolutely nothing like this. Like his model was absolutely beautiful, and he wouldn't let me take it. He's like,
Uh-oh.
he goes, I'd like to keep that.
You didn't offer him a price, Cliff?
Not on it. I thought, well, I got the printer. I'll just make my own.
Yeah.
But I think Jennifer's been kind of following my struggles with it. Stretch out there. That's as close as I can get you.
So are you like do they have like tech support or somebody you can call to kind of like help you?
They're Dutch.
As in they don't speak English?
Yeah, I have to translate.
Do you speak
I speak English and bad English.
yeah, okay. Okay. Alrighty.
I can say a few things in quite a few different languages, but
Okay.
like if you were, I believe it's Indo-Asian is what it is. I'm not sure if it's Filipino or Malaysia, but if I told you Maganda, I'm basically saying you're a beautiful woman.
Maganda. Okay.
Maganda. Yeah.
What language is that? Oh, Filipino. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I just Google everything, Cliff. Google is my friend. Yeah, I teach kids in China online, and I have some students that like I'll have a conversation with them and they know what I'm saying in English, but they don't know how to quite respond in English. So they'll take their phones and they'll speak Chinese into their phone, and then it'll translate. It'll speak English for them. So
that is so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. Technology is amazing.
We had when I was in grade 5, our French teacher actually went to Japan to teach English.
Really?
And yeah, and actually he was there for his 2-year contract, and when it was up, when it was up, he realized that he would be taxed so
Yeah.
much on his
Yeah.
income once he got back into Canada. He just stayed there.
Oh my God. Wow. I don't think I could live permanently over
I
there.
think Japan would be fun.
Yeah, I've heard Japan is very clean and very beautiful.
There is a guy, he's a YouTuber, Linus Tech Tips.
Uh-huh.
He actually went to China
Uh-huh.
and goes all he tried to build a computer using all Chinese parts.
How did,
Like you can go, like they have different style computer stores there.
yeah.
And yeah, he goes, how cheap can I build a really good computer? It was pretty interesting.
How did that work out?
I think it worked out okay.
Yeah.
It would have been like it would have worked out to be the same result as if you bought the expensive stuff in North America.
Yeah. That's cool.
Some auction wins. That's cool. Yeah, after I was on a couple of Donatella's auctions, I've been bidding on my own storage units up here now.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Did you win any?
I did not. I think I'm backing out a little too conservatively because I really don't.
Really?
I really don't have help. So
Yeah. Yeah. She said it definitely takes, you know, some manpower to kind of clean it all out. And
yeah.
Josh said
But I
he's
do
got.
have,
Oh, go ahead.
sorry. I do have a commercial driver's license, so if I needed to rent a truck, I can do that, right? So
Hey, that's convenient. Josh said he's got 15 1950s costumes. That would be interesting to see what those kind of costumes are.
that would be really cool.
Last night when I was on that live with Tommy and Destiny, Dad's Vintage, were you in there? Did you see his he had marching band costumes. Did you see those he was showing?
I did not see those. I was in and out of
Those things.
that show.
Yeah, those things were awesome. They looked like they were in mint condition. It came with like the marching band hat. And somebody was saying he should sell them as Halloween costumes, this is like the perfect time.
Yeah.
Disney costume, super creepy.
Have you ever seen like Halloween masks from like the early 1900s, like 1910, 1920?
No.
Creepy as hell.
Really? I'm gonna have to Google that.
I can share my screen here.
Yeah. Let's check it out.
What on earth? No, that's not it. That's a really cool mask. Open image. Well, that's kind of small, but not sure if you can see that.
Okay. Can you make it like full screen?
Full screen.
There we go. It's a little bit bigger. That is crazy. That's Halloween mask? No way, man.
Yeah.
That is like some sort of demented, like Hannibal Lecter type stuff. Yeah. I would not be engaging in Halloween activities with that kind of stuff.
So, something like that knocking on your door, you'd be calling your priest.
Well, I'm from Texas, man. We don't call priests. We have shotguns. Yeah, we don't play.
I wish we had the kind of the kind of castle law that you guys had in Texas.
Yeah, we
I think
don't
that'd be
play. We
better.
don't play down here.
There's actually a guy. He was yeah, good. He's like an hour and a half drive north of me, and
Mm-hmm.
he saw some younger guys stealing his quad, his ATV.
Oh
So
wow.
he pulls out his 22 and shoots one,
Mm-hmm.
and he died because
Yeah.
it was quite a ways away.
Yeah.
But the farmer went to jail.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
he was finally released because there was such a public outcry over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because really, what's the point of having a property if you can't defend it?
Right. No, for sure. For sure.
And we actually have, like, there's actually lawyers up here that'll break down the incident. And, like, if someone comes at you with a knife as a homeowner, the most lethal weapon I can bring to the fight is a knife.
Are you serious?
Yeah. If I pull a gun and the criminal has a knife, I
Yeah.
become the aggressor.
No way.
In the eyes of the law, yeah. If a criminal breaks into this window and cuts
Right.
himself on glass, he could sue me.
Are you serious? That's insane, man. That's some tripped up laws. That is tripped up. So if somebody, like, let's say somebody breaks in your house, has like a knife, is trying to like stab you or stab your family, whatever, and you shoot them, then you're kind of like at fault.
Yeah, I would be detained until court date.
Wow.
And if he has a good enough lawyer, I could be, labeled as the aggressor in that
Yeah.
situation.
Wow.
I was told by a guy that if you're going to
Mm-hmm.
shoot somebody in your house, to unload a round into the ceiling, because when the police do the investigation, they won't be able to tell which
Yeah.
bullet was fired first. So you can
Yeah.
just tell them, well, I put a bullet into the ceiling, and he kept coming at me.
Oh my God. Well,
They are starting to change things, which is good, but
yeah.
I don't know. If I look out the window and I see someone stealing my truck, I'm not
Yeah.
going to call the cops and wait for 45 minutes for a cop to get here, because
No.
we don't have police. We don't have a police department here. The closest
Right.
police department is 20 minutes away.
Right. Right. Yeah. I remember you saying you live in a small town. Wow.
And if that police officer is not at the detachment, for example, if he's at home and on call, well,
Yeah.
now I have to wait for that, right?
Right. Right. That's crazy. Mm-mm. No, none of that doesn't sit well with me. I wouldn't feel safe living up there. How long does it usually take to print, something that you're making?
Well, this pin's going to be about an hour.
Oh, okay. Wow.
This kitty
Mm-hmm.
took about 4 hours,
Wow.
and that puppy took about 4.5 hours.
Man.
This guy took close to 7 hours.
That's crazy.
Because there's about, I don't remember how many layers there were. I think there's 70 layers or so, but it
Yeah.
takes 4.
Best sales you had this last week? What you mean, man? Like what we sold? You know I can't talk about what I sell on Amazon. Trying to trick me up.
My best flip this week was the vintage vibrator I bought from that sweet old lady at the church sale.
Whatever. You did not buy that from an old lady.
Yeah,
You're serious?
I'm Canadian. I don't lie.
Best ROI. Yeah, I'm just kidding with you, Josh. I know you weren't. You're not asking me what
Yeah,
I sold. That's a good question. I should figure it out.
Yeah, I turned that $8 into $71 free shipping. That was
I don't
this
know.
week.
I mean, I'm selling like a discontinued item. So it's like it cost me like $8. I'm selling it for $65. So, but because it's discontinued, and the customers aren't used to getting it for such a high price, I get like it's selling a lot slower, and I get messages and they're like, "Is this a mistake? Is this price a mistake?" And I'm like, I don't respond to those messages. Like, no, it's not a mistake. It's discontinued. Yeah. What platforms do you sell on, Cliff?
I would say 98% eBay and 2% Amazon.
Oh, you do Amazon. That's exciting.
When I started reselling, like I've only been reselling since February, really.
Yeah, same here, man. Very cool.
And I actually started with RA for FBA.
Oh, okay. Are you selling like Canadian Amazon? Or are you doing like US?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Amazon.ca.
That's cool. I don't know anybody else that sells Canada, so that's cool.
Actually, I'm going to scratch my answer for my best ROI. It was a print pack.
Print pack.
Share screen. That guy.
Oh, cool.
That was $4.
Whoa, look at that. $90.
And it was free shipping within Canada, but I think it was $18 it cost me to ship that. Still,
that's good.
Decent ROI.
Yeah, that's good profit, man. That's awesome. That's really good. Need to get more water.
My tank's empty here too, so it's your turn to hold down the fort while I go get coffee.
All right. Same question to you people in the chat. What was your best sale this week? You don't have to say what you sold if you don't want to, but what was your best, amount of profit or ROI? Let's hear it, people. I like the sound of that printer. It's very calming. Oh, wow. 1950s blender paid $4, sold for $50. That's awesome, Josh. That's a good one. I've heard good things about like old blenders. Josh said he sold a 1950s blender. He paid $4 and sold for $50.
Nice.
Yeah, that's good.
That's the cool thing about those old appliances. Like they've had them sitting around on the counter for years and years and years. It's worth nothing to them.
Well, that's what surprises me, like that people would still be like buying the old, you know, the old blenders. Like I didn't realize there's a market for those, like older appliances.
I would think the.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Jennifer, I'm printing a pin to go in here. It's a hair clip.
Ah, the look. That's good. Yeah, I didn't think of that. The look is back in style.
Yeah, is it Hamilton Beach that's doing those retro style appliances now?
I couldn't tell you.
Encasing the whole thing in steel and painting it red.
I couldn't tell you.
I think it's Hamilton Beach. Yeah, it's Hamilton Beach that's doing
that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But that's still like the department store Chinese parts and components that are in it. KitchenAid. That's what I was thinking. But the ones that were built in the 50s, they were built to last. Like that was before planned obsolescence.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm looking some of this up right now. That's really cool. Yeah, I know Josh is real big into finding like, you know, I mean, he finds like a lot of old TVs and flips them for good money. And that's stuff like I would never think of, you know, like to me, that's junk, but that stuff sells for good money. So now this 3D stuff, is this like stuff that are you selling this somewhere, like on a platform?
I may.
Okay.
Right now it's just a hobby because it's just like that $25 telescope I bought about a couple months back.
Yeah.
It's just one of my. I've always wanted one, but I wasn't going to shell out the $2,000 to get a decent one, right?
Heck no.
And I wasn't going to buy like a $400 Chinese one off eBay.
Right.
And then get pissed off with it, and then well, this sucks, and then lose interest.
Yeah, my friend's husband, he used to do 3D printing of like little vases, you know, for like you could put like succulent plants in there, and he would make like cool. 3D printed like Pokemon, which I think he got in trouble for that actually, because it was like a copyright thing. Oh, that's cool.
Made a little microphone stand.
Yeah.
There's a computer game I play. It's called Tower 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically air traffic control, and it's all voice activated. It's all voice run. So instead of holding the damn thing, I got to stand for it now.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, that lady had a telescope there. She had $75 on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept going back to it. Like this, I'm really digging that telescope. And
oh, that's a photo you took with it?
Yeah.
No way.
And she's like, well, I need to get rid of this stuff. What she's like, you can't insult me. I was like, well, $20. And she goes, you know what? Give me 25 and I'll throw in all the books I've got with it.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I looked at the moon and then just stuck my iPhone up to the eyepiece and snapped that picture.
That is amazing, Cliff. That is too cool.
Not sure if you saw my coffee table.
Mm-mm. That's cool.
Yeah, I burnt that in with electricity.
Oh, wow. Oh, you made that? You made like that design?
Yeah. And then I filled in the burns
Uh-huh.
with resin, with colored resin.
Uh-huh.
I use different colors for the inside and outside.
That's cool.
But and then I put 2 layers of clear on top of that. Kind of makes it feel like a bar top.
Yeah. So are you
And
keeping that?
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That coffee table I bought at a garage sale for $2 when I moved away to college.
Yeah. Wow. That's really cool.
Ooh. I almost closed my 3D print program.
Uh-oh. Would that have like shut everything down?
Yeah, just because on the other monitor.
Yeah.
I was just going to show Jennifer in theory, what I'm working on. It might not look like this, Jennifer, but that's what I'm working on. And I've already got the dragon, and I'm just printing the pin now. And I don't know what I'm going to do for color. I might just leave it white. And then just get colored filament some other time.
Oh, is that how you would do the coloring? You'd have to have like a certain color of filament. You couldn't like paint it or whatever.
You might be able to paint it,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure how well it would take the paint, right?
Mm-hmm. I gotcha.
Because this little guy, I want to kind of try and paint that rusty red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let the camera.
That would be
Because
cool.
you can kind of see right there, like there's sections missing out of the main beam.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd look really cool, like kind of a post-apocalypse style.
Right, right, right.
I'm not
All
sure
right.
who gave the idea, but someone suggested painting green up the side, make it look like vines are growing up. That
Oh,
looked really
yeah.
cool.
That would be a cool idea. All right, I'll be right back.
I'll hold my breath. Yeah, I finally got the height calibrated all properly for that thing. Pain in the neck. I thought it was programming that I had to mess with. But no, I just had to turn a screw. Literally, like a 30-second of a turn is all it took. You guys probably saw that. I printed that off too. Little lens cap. And I made one of these. It's actually a lens guard, but it don't quite fit around the GoPro lens. So I think that was one of the issues when I didn't have the temperatures right. Like it just won't go on there. So I think it shrunk a little bit after it printed. Even this cap, I had to really shave around the corners to get it so it would pop on there. Ooh, that's one other thing. I gotta drop those temperature down, the bed temperature. And then I can speed up the printing. You'll hear it wind up. There we go. You can hear now it's already printing faster. I had her down to 60%, so it would be nice and slow. That was one of the tips I read in those 150,000 forums that I looked up. Slow down the print for the first few layers, and it'll adhere better. Adhere. I was able to speed up the printing, Tiffany, now. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you do that, man?
Well, I had it down to 60% for the first few layers, and
Yeah.
well, I was on the stream here and I forgot, but I had it down low. So.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the weird tips that I read in 3D printing forums that if you slow down the speed,
yeah,
for the first few layers, it'll help it stick to the bed.
I gotcha.
And
That's
I just
cool.
forgot it was down slow.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to see if that one turns out any better than this one did. I know in StreamYard you'd be able to see those holes. I'm not sure the YouTube guys would be able to see it, but
yeah, you can see, like on my end, you can see a little bit. It's still trying to focus. It's like ridges or something.
Yeah, you can kind of see like little. So I'm just printing one out with 100% fill.
Mm-hmm.
Basically make it solid. See if
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah. So did you end up going live last night? You said you were doing a super late show or something.
About a half an hour after I said that, I was not part of this dimension anymore. So.
Oh, I see. You crashed out, huh?
Yeah. I've been doing farm work all week as well, so that wears a guy out.
What are you farming over there?
It's actually I'm not doing our stuff. I'm working for another fella. Doing some corral cleaning.
Oh, okay. That doesn't sound like fun.
It's stinky. You don't a person doesn't complain when that paycheck comes in though.
Yeah.
Pretty good money.
Yeah.
Actually, it's weird. You go from farmer to farmer and you can tell from the smell if they're feeding their animals good food or not.
Oh my. I don't want to know. No, I don't want to know about that, Cliff.
That's why I kind of trailed off there.
Yeah. Oh my.
I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up.
It's not.
I have to give it a second.
Yeah.
It won't. But those are fake loonies.
They're fake what?
Fake loonies.
What is a loony?
That's a loony.
Oh, okay. Like Canadian money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least in Western Canada anyway, at bigger grocery stores, you actually pop a loony into the cart, and then you pop the cart's own lock key in above it, and it unlocks the shopping cart, right? And then when you take your shopping cart back, you can pop the lock in the other end and get your loony back.
Wow. So you have to kind of...
These are just fake loonies.
You have to kind of like put like a deposit to get a shopping cart?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Never heard of that. Do y'all have like some buggy thieves up there?
Well, I think it's mainly for the homeless people.
I got
because shopping carts are expensive if the store has to buy them.
Yeah.
Even like baskets that you carry are pricey as hell.
The what?
Like the baskets.
Oh, yeah.
Just carry baskets. Like they're expensive if a store has to buy new ones, right?
Yeah.
But I think the biggest issue is people just using the shopping cart to take their groceries home, and then they'll just leave the shopping cart.
Like in the parking lot?
Yeah, somewhere by their house.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim.
Kimmy.
Finally, you show up on one of my shows. Yes.
Hey.
I gotta show Kimmy. She'll like this. That's the bed shaking. That's not me shaking.
And it's
Maybe
cool.
I do it this year.
And it's cool to watch it.
Yeah, it's just kind of going back and forth on an angle.
Yeah. She said you go live in the middle of the night.
Not really. I do it early in the morning. I guess she's in the same time zone I am.
Oh, are you guys the same time zone?
Yeah. That's a hair clip, Kim. If you might know how to train your dragon. This is toothless. And you bend it like that, like they say in the instructions to just put it on a coffee mug and use a heat gun. And
That's
it'll
cool.
bend.
Yeah, that's
But you
cool.
can bend it and then stick a pin through it for a hair clip.
Dude, you could make those and like throw them up on Etsy, man.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's not very clean though. Like it's got cobwebs.
Cowboy.
So it'll take some cleaning.
Yeah. Well, can't you like, don't they have like, you know, something like to do that? I would imagine. I would use like sandpaper or something. That's what I
Don't
would
judge
think.
my masculinity, but I do have
Hey,
a pink
man.
nail.
Hey, that's awesome.
That's an Avon too. That was 25 cents at a garage sale.
Yeah, see, like use something like that to kind of like shave it down.
Phone call.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I might just make a few of these as just as Christmas presents. Just because it takes so long to make.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to, like I wouldn't, just like my beadwork, I wouldn't be able to recoup the cost of the time that it took me.
Yeah.
But it'd make a bitchin' Christmas present.
Yeah. Handmade stuff and stuff like that is always cool. Cool little gifts. All right, I'm going to hop off. I'll come back on if you're still live, but I've got a few things I need to do.
I was pretty well only going to be live while this thing was running.
Well, didn't you say it's going to take like 4 hours or something?
No, it's got half an hour left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can see up at the right there's a countdown timer.
Oh, nice.
And down here, you probably can't really see it on that screen.
No, it's too small.
But it does say how much filament it'll take, how much time it'll take.
Yeah. Nice.
And on the screen there, it counts down the time too.
That's really cool.
Probably won't be able to see nothing because the light on the screen quit.
Okay. Yeah, I can see
so
some.
It does the temperatures, like the two at the top there.
Yeah.
Bed temperature and the extruder temperature, and that's where the Z-axis is basically how high the bed is.
Yeah.
Feed rate, flow rate, and time remaining. And there's a whole bunch of other information you can cycle through. Most of it I don't understand.
That's okay.
I'm a computer geek though, and I like information.
Yeah, that's cool. It's good. Computers are the future. So, all right. Well, thanks for having me on, Cliff.
Thanks for keeping me company.
Yeah. All right. I'll see you later. Bye, everybody in the chat. See you
Bye for
guys.
now.
Bye.
Now it's just me. I'll go like that, so I don't have to worry about making goofy faces. That's not so good for you guys driving, because that hum of the printer will probably put you to sleep. Be cool if you could switch those. Ah, that works. This thing really sings too. Holy cow. Snobby, my man. Long time no talk, brother. Whoops. I guess you guys don't need to see a lot. Snobby, you don't strike me as a guy that would rock out with loud ass music. You know what? Maybe if you had an electric wire stripper, I could see if you had one of them, you'd crank the music up, right? Now, you can't really see that on video, but the silly thing is curling up on me. Now it's too far down, and it's gonna. Don't you do it. All right. Absolutely knackered. I hear you, man. I've had that kind of week last week myself. And I'm doing it all over again this week. We're just making some ladies' accessories. That's a hairpin. Well, it's not the pin. Yeah, I had a problem with it for quite a while there, Snobby. I had an issue with it not sticking to the bed when it starts printing. And if you can believe it, I only needed to turn a screw, maybe one screw. One screw needed to be turned about a 1/32 of a turn. Just that's all it took. Been fighting with it this whole time. Well, not the whole time. I'd fight with it till I got fed up with it and then go do something else. Yeah, well, I guess if you think about the precision these things operate under, that 32nd of a turn is probably a pretty big deal. I imagine if you go to the space shuttle and turn a screw a 32nd of a turn, it wouldn't lift off the ground. Not that I'm comparing myself to NASA. I wouldn't want to do that. They have enough problems. Yeah, right? I don't know who I'd call in Houston. Maybe Tiffany. She's not sure where she is, but she's close. Closer than I am. I know I wouldn't be able to call Kimmy because she'd be like, "Well, I'll fix it for you, but you got to fix my car first." Speaking of which, I finally got my wheels all fixed up. Had a hell of a problem with getting the right brakes. They sent me two left-hand calipers for the rear, and so I brought one back, got it replaced. The new one showed up, left-hand caliper again. What it turned out is the first time it was boxed wrong, it was put in the wrong box. The second time it was reversed in the catalog. It was a Raisbestos brand. So you look in the Raisbestos catalog for the left-hand caliper and print up that part number for another manufacturer, and it would show up a right-hand caliper. And same for the other side. So I finally got it squared away, finally got my car all fixed. They did, yeah, right, Snobby. They did go through a rebranding of some kind. So they were switching part numbers and whatnot. But the thing is there's a little tag saying that this part has been inspected for for quality assurance by so and so's initials, and that tag wasn't filled out. Yeah, it was a mess. There's like one of the front calipers showed up with a busted bleeder screw, and I tried using an easy out to get it out, and the easy out snapped inside. So I had to get that returned. Oh yeah, three weeks to get the parts, and probably 2.5 hours to change all the parts. It was quite an adventure. Now I just need some new tires because it ate. But that's the only thing I could find that it was eating tires is that dragging brake. It was on the back end, so you can't tell me it was a bad alignment because there's nothing back there to align. How's it going? How's your sale going so far, Murray and Justin? "16 minutes to go." Slow start, I imagine. Yeah, the only time I find yard sales and garage sales on a Sunday around here is um, when they really want to get rid of stuff. Otherwise, there's no. They don't even bother with Sunday. So I imagine there's quite a few religions where they don't like you to spend money or stuff. Don't like to buy things. Don't like to work. I don't know. I'm the type of guy. If it's nice out and there's work to be done, let's go work. Get it done. It's less you have to worry about on Monday. I mean, it's a gorgeous day outside. I think I'm gonna go do something outside. The farmers market is on, so I might go to the farmers market. I'm just waiting for this guy to quit. Tiffany, there is actually a video on YouTube about it. Someone just down the street from me actually did a quick walk around town. But I might, I might just set up the GoPro on the dashboard or something of the car and just do a quick little tour. Because literally, if I go 10 miles an hour, I could be back home 10 miles an hour. If I cover every street, every avenue, including the highway, I could be home in probably 4 or 5 minutes. Lambrettas. I wouldn't call them another YouTuber, uh, Tiffany. I'll just look. And they were just in the process of of repaving some of the streets, and someone made a snide comment about having dirt roads. 119 views. This is 7 years ago, 2 minutes 55 seconds. But they skipped past my house. You can just see them kind of go over the hill, and then next clip they showed, they were already around the corner. So I wasn't even able to see what vehicle was parked in front of the house. I know if you look at my house through Google Maps, it still shows that red pickup that I used to drive. And I haven't had that one for quite a while. With a great big dent in the side of the box. If you're gonna hit a deer, hit the damn thing. Don't try and drive around it. Because I tried to drive around it, and I actually my headlight hit the deer's head, and the deer spun around and hit the side of the box, and then went under the tire. And it almost put the truck over. Stupid animal. But in Alberta, you have to hit 3 deer before you get your driver's license. So. And I actually hit a deer with the driver's ed car, believe it or not. It's $3,600 damage. And true to small town style, there's a saying, you know you're in a small town if you get in a car accident 5 miles out of town and the word gets back to town before you do. I hit a deer probably 20 miles away with the driver's ed car coming home. It was the last day, final day, and it was snowing, it was blizzard, it was winter time, obviously, but it was dark. And I hit this stupid thing. I get back to the school where we basically met from, or you meet there at the beginning of the class kind of thing. And there's a volleyball game, high school volleyball game happening. So I went into the school to watch the volleyball game, and there were 7 people at the door saying, "Did you hit a deer with the driver's ed car? I heard about that." I was, holy cow. Yeah, I hit a bloody deer. But yeah, I might make a little drive around movie. I think I'm gonna do something. I'll have to do something for my 100 milestone, right? Because I'm get. Last I checked, I was 99, 96 now. So yeah, win some, lose some. When I hit 100, I'll do a pre-recorded video of some kind. Now I was gonna wait until I got to 100 anyway, but then I started doing lives, and I'm getting used to the darn things. I might even film that tour on bingo night so you can see all the vehicles parked in front of the hall. Because there's like 30 vehicles, 40 vehicles parked in front of the hall. Oh, yeah, that was awesome, Tiffany. She lets out this long sigh, and then whips out a knife. Oh, good. That was awesome. I'm going to pop the link in for that video so the other folks can can watch that. That is good. I'm sure Snobby, you and Dusty don't mind that. thing I get a kick out of that accent, Snobby, is you guys could tell the most brutal insults, but it sounds absolutely polite. On the other hand, you guys could be totally polite, but it sounds like an insult. But I like for example, I was watching a video a while back where a guy he put his face in basically inside a door, and he basically turned himself into the door knocker. And when people would walk up, like package delivery men would walk up to the door, he'd be like, "Hi!" But there's this one chick that went, "But you're a door knocker," and it almost sounded like an insult when she said that. Called the guy a door knocker. But no, you guys are good people. You'd anybody in the chat, check that video out. They're a lot of fun. I'd sit down and have tea with them, with Dusty and Snobby any day at all. They're good people. And I do drink tea. With honey and a little splash of milk is how I like my tea. Not that I'm putting my order in. Not that I'm putting my order in, Snobby. And it actually has to be raw honey. I don't like pasteurized honey at all. Oh, wait for it. You guys will hear it. Finito! So now Gets a little bit of a runny nose, so I just scrape that little bit off the end of the extruder. It's called a runny nose. See, it's really cool. This thing, when it finishes a job, it turns the heaters off automatically. It's called a raft, is what it's on. And just take that raft off. It's still kind of rough around the edges. Yeah, it's done, Jennifer. See, I've got it set up to build what's called a raft. And you probably won't see it, but there's that section there in the middle. Anyway, it's higher up on the end to kind of help support it. Basically, just take my knife, trim off that part. That's actually quite a bit. It is more solid than the other one. Still kind of gnarly. Hey, Mom, how are you? Hey, Destiny, thanks for coming in. You missed all the action, though. Unless I slice my finger off. Then we'll get some action. Go hard or go home, I always say. But when it comes to slicing your own hand off, I try not to use that same adage. But I'm actually just trimming this. Destiny, you might like this because I don't think you saw it yet. If you just got here, just hang on for a second, Destiny. You're gonna like this, girl. You're probably gonna say I want one, but it's from How to Train Your Dragon. It's toothless. Well, see, if I cut myself doing a pre-recorded video, I'm probably not going to post it. Okay, I won't make you wait because you're headed out. I think it goes that way. And it looks a little gnarly. It's got some cobweb stuff in there. I still have to clean it up. You probably recognize that as Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. But it's like you bend it. Okay. Like you'd put it on a coffee mug or something and use a heat gun and bend it. And then you'll use a pin, which I just printed this. The pin will go through it. Like you put that on the back of your hair and then put the pin through it. Yeah. I might fiddle with it a little bit, see if it'll take some paint. Or I might just use some blue, some different colored filaments. I'll just show off what where I got it here. It'll take absolutely 2 seconds. But yeah, that's how it looks when it's all yeah, I did Destiny. I printed the dragon off last night, and I just got through with the pin itself right now. If I do a good job on one, I'll send you one. I got time for Christmas. And I do have your address from that tape that I got from Tommy. All that eBay tape. Disconnect. So I'm just disconnecting the printer and getting rid of the print software. Oh, that's cool, Mom. Looks like I missed a whole bunch. So excited. Destiny came in. Mama came in. Surrounded by all these cool people. See, Destiny, I didn't make it. I just downloaded someone else's print file, it's called. And then I made it. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, Destiny, you weren't here a little while earlier, but I was having a problem getting it to stick to the bed. And lo and behold, there's one screw that I had to turn just literally that much. And everything works on it. Yes, take care, Snobby. We'll see you again, man. Thanks for stopping in. But you know what I found is really cool, and it's actually really, really humbling. I'm gonna wave that sharp stick around and then poke myself in the eye. I absolutely know it. And I know Mama's going, Cliff, you better put that down. But what's really cool is people that you watch on YouTube that you admire are stopping in to my show. That is absolutely cool. But Mama, I wanted to tell you about what I realized about internet connections. See if I can come up with that. Because you were having an issue with your internet. And yeah, Mom and Tiffany, I'm pretty well done here. But I was gonna tell you, Mama, that what I realized, because I have a hard connection, a hardwired connection, and I run two different wireless connections in my house, a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz. And if I'm talking too fast for you, please let me know. But what I found was the hard connection was giving me 100 megabits per second. Yeah, I'm kind of going off of that, Mama. The hardwired connection I found is giving me 100 megabits per second max. My 2.4 gigahertz wireless gives me 130 megabits per second max. But if I switch over to 5 gigahertz, I'm getting 300 megabits per second max. But what the hardwired connection gives you, what the Ethernet cable gives you, is the security, the reliability. It won't falter a little bit like the wireless connection would. So I realized that the other day when I was poking around my own system, and I really wanted to. You were the first person I thought of when I found that out, because I've actually got. Oh boy, I think it's about a 30-foot cable running from my router into the office here. But yeah, it's the megabits per second that you want. See, my wireless kind of gets wonky every now and then, which is why I'm running two different connections. But I'll see here, view on YouTube. And if I get a weird ass echo for a quarter of a second, pardon me. Mute. Okay. So I'm just going to do the test on my own feed here. 480. So my camera in StreamYard is set to 480. So I'm going to match that with what I'm showing on YouTube. And then I'm going to go in and switch from 2.4 to the 5 gigahertz connection. And it should clear up a little bit. No, it didn't clear up, but that's okay. I don't want to be too clear. But yeah, like I thought I wanted to I just wanted to relay that information to you. Because when I find something out that makes me think of somebody, I have to make sure I tell them. But yeah, on your Ethernet cable, it'll say the cat. Like my cable is cat 5E. Ethernet categories. Categories. I actually typed that out. Categories. Maximum data transition speed. Cat5 is 10 and 100. Cat5e is actually 1000 megabits per second maximum speed. So that what that means is my router is only giving me 100 megabits per second on the Ethernet. Cat 6 will give you the same. Now Cat 6A will give you 10,000 megabits per second, but I think you're getting into newer and higher categories that not every router will be able to use, if you know what I mean. But my favorite for years has been the Cat 5e. Just because it's the most widely used. I'm only returning, Mom, I'm only returning the sweetness that you give to me. And check your user manual for your router, because you probably have 4 ports on the back that you can plug into, but check to see if one of them is capable of giving you higher speed. Like for example, like USB 3.5. Okay. What most I've seen is what I see most of is 4. But for example, your USB 3.0 ports are all your USB ports, but there'll be one that's blue. That one's for USB 3.0. That's kind of the same thing. It's along the same lines that I'm thinking about. I was just saying, I gave the USB explanation just as another example. Because laptops, for example, they'll have 2 or 3 different USB ports, but one will be a different color. That's for a different speed. But yeah, go to your user manual for your router and check to see if one of the ports are available that are one of the available ports. See if they'll give you a higher speed. Because there's data transmission speed and then the bandwidth as well. If there is a difference, it'll be in there. But if there's no difference between data transmission speed for over all 5 ports, then it's not going to be in there. I was a computer geek before I decided to get into truck driving. That USB cable, that USB port on your router would be for you're plugging in your printer. If your printer doesn't have wireless capability, or an Ethernet port, you can use the USB cable. So you can print wirelessly. But I believe you're set up with everything right there, so you won't need that. You wouldn't need that. See, my house, I'm in a trailer, and like it's 75 feet long. So I needed. See, I would use that the USB port on my router if my printer didn't have the Ethernet port, if that makes sense. Because it closed towards the south end where my office is. I've got my my dishes on the north end of my roof, so they can, because over there is a bunch of trees and it's uphill. So I've got everything at the north end of my house to be able to go over top the trees, because my internet and my phone and my TV are all satellite. Which I'm going to be getting rid of my satellite internet because they're expensive. It's crazy expensive, and if any little bit of water that falls on the dish, my internet cuts out. Like I swear, if a magpie pees on my satellite dish, my internet cuts out for an hour. It's ticking me off. So I'm going to look at getting LTE net internet. It still won't be free data, like unlimited data, but it'll be quite a bit cheaper. God, it's quiet in here when that printer quits. Spooky. Did you want to come on here with me, Mom, and we can talk about that real quick? You might be madly flipping through that manual, though. Sure. Oops, wrong button. Getting all these wacky Facebook friend requests from God knows who, from God knows what country. There she is.
Hi, guys.
God knows who.
Tiff, I liked your Facebook group that I didn't even know existed. Hi, guys. And I'll message you later, okay? Tiff, I liked your Facebook group that I didn't even know existed. I hate my voice. I'll message you later, okay? I hate my voice. I hate my voice. Facebook group that I didn't even know existed. I hate my voice. Oh, that's me. That's me. I'm going, Cliff, get it together. In my head, I'm going, get it together, Cliff, get it together. It was me. Sorry. Hang on, let me pop out this chat and I'll close this window. I'm telling you, menopause makes you stupid. And I'm through menopause. I'm not even in menopause anymore, and it still makes you stupid. That's what you wanted to hear, huh, Cliff?
I've never experienced it.
No, you've never been in menopause?
I don't think so. I
No,
do hear of
Jennifer.
this. I do hear of menopause, but I think that's just an excuse that some guys made up.
I don't know what a menopause is. Oh, menopause. I get it, huh? Okay, so yes, I am hardwired from my router into the back of my computer, so I don't buffer or anything like that. Some people once in a while will say I'm buffering, but I don't see it buffering on my end. But yeah, I like to be hardwired just because of the auctions and everything. But it's an old Ethernet cord, and I need to get an updated Ethernet cord because, like you said, they run faster and more reliable. So I need to do that. But they cost money, so. And I'm
Yeah,
about as broke as they get right now. I am pretty BROKE right now.
I hear you.
But speaking of that, everybody that's in the chat, we're doing a benefit auction on Thelma Thrift's channel. Hold on. My bedroom window's open, and we have a lot of hot rods and old cars and like antique cars and stuff like that go up and down our street, and they're loud.
I got a train every 30 minutes.
Did you? That's
I do, yeah.
fun. We're having a benefit auction on Thelma's channel, Thelma Thrifts, at 9 o'clock Eastern time, 8 o'clock Central, to benefit Sandy, who's another jewelry person. So, if you're out and about, stop by Thelma's channel at 9. I think I'm going to be one of the first ones to go to auction. So, just a little FYI.
Yeah,
Hey,
I just dropped $700 in brakes on my car, so.
Oh, snap. Is that your truck?
No, it's for my car.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. It's a Mitsubishi, so it's more expensive to fix than a Chevy.
Yeah. I drive a Suzuki SX4.
Oh, yeah.
So everything is a lot more expensive. But I've driven that car since 2000. Well, it's a 2008, and I've driven it since 2012. So I've driven it for 7 years, and I just did my first repair about 6 months ago. 7 months ago. So I mean, they are a lot more dependable than your
domestic.
Yeah. Pinch poke, you owe me a Coke, but make it a Mountain Dew. Jennifer, I like your voice much better than mine. I don't know. I don't think we hear our voices the same way. I don't think we do. I think it sounds differently to other people than it does to ourselves.
Yeah. Because you're hearing a lot of your own voice through your inner ear.
I don't know if I hear my inner voice or not because I have tinnitus so bad. All I hear is ringing. I think that's why I talk so loud. I have to talk over the ringing in my head because everybody says I talk really loud. So
Is that from all the rock concerts you went to?
No, I only went to a couple rock concerts. And the one I did go to, the last one I went to was the Motley Crue concert about 10 years ago. And there was one person smoking pot 5 aisles up in front of us, and I ended up getting bronchitis because I have a lung disease, so I can't be around smoke of any kind, and let alone smoke something, you know. So it'll make me sick, and it sure as heck did. It made me sick. If I'm gonna take my cannabis, it has to be an edible, which I have to find. I do want to try some edibles, but I gotta find some first. It's legal in Michigan, guys. So just so you know, it is legal in my state. But I wanna try it before I go to bed at night because I have a pain disease called fibromyalgia, which a lot of people have, and it's hard to get a good night's sleep with fibro. So I want to take one before bed every night and see if that helps my sleep.
It does take longer for an edible to kick in. It could take, 2 to 3 hours for an edible to actually kick in.
Yeah, that's the truth. I know because it happened to me live on YouTube. I didn't know I ate an edible, though. That was the thing.
Okay.
I didn't eat it on purpose. It was an oopsie accident mistake. And after the fact, I figured it out that I must have eaten one of my dog at the time. He was on hospice, and he got my sister made him pot cookies, and we were sitting there eating cookies, and I gave him half a pot cookie because he was with me over there, and then the half a pot cookie went missing. And so I figured I ate it. I'm such a hog. I didn't notice that I ate it other than the other cookie. And I had to have because it kicked in like on YouTube and it made me really tired. I was like, whoa, guys. And they're like, what? And I'm like, nothing. Because I didn't want to say it. I think I ate my dog's pot cookie. I didn't want to say it live on YouTube, but people, I guess, figured it out. And we figured that's what happened to it because I never found that half a cookie, so I had to. And they were just little cookies like this, Cliff. They were just little tiny cookies like this. Little tiny cookies. Only half of one of those. I
like how Joe Rogan puts it. And he goes, I think we can all agree that a gummy bear is not supposed to steal your soul.
You know, I'm all for edibles. I'm all for whatever helps you. I voted to make cannabis legal. So, not so I could smoke it because I can't smoke anything, but let alone be around smoke. But, I don't think it should be illegal. I think there's worse things out there. And like I said, in Michigan, it is legal. So I'm not breaking the law, just so everybody knows, because that's a big thing for me. I don't like to break the law.
Well, people don't usually smoke a joint and get into a fight with somebody or rob a bank.
Yep. Yeah, it made me tired. It made me tired. And then when that girl gave me a gummy lifesaver on the bus coming back from Chicago when I met with Thelma when we went thrifting and everything. I don't know if you know who Thelma is, but she asked me if I wanted a gummy, and I said sure, and I ate one. And I said, oh, that was good. I haven't had a gummy lifesaver in a long time, or a gummy bear. And she goes, you can't even taste the pot in it. And I went, oh, that was a pot gummy bear? And she says, yeah, it was an edible. And I went, oh my goodness, we're in Illinois and it's illegal in Chicago. And so I was like, we broke the law. And she's like, nobody's going to know. Shut up. And I was just like, please let us get to Michigan quick. Please let us get to Michigan quick. But it knocked me out. I slept the whole bus ride home. So I thought, well,
Yeah.
shoot, maybe it will help me sleep, because I got tired the first time, and then I got tired the second time. So I'm thinking it'll make me sleepy. I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
for sure. Last October, it was weed was legalized in Canada, but they didn't make any language for edibles. So what they did is they classified edibles and concentrates in the same category as heroin and cocaine. Like, are you kidding me?
That's crazy.
And now Trudeau's trying to ban single-use plastics in Canada. But if you've ever, like, I don't buy my stuff from the legal source because my guy gives me a better price, way better price. But
Well, I wish I knew how to make edibles, but I don't. And let's put it this way, Cliff. This is how street cred I am. I walked into my sister's house, and my nephew grows it. He has a license to grow it, and he has his card and everything. And he was in the living room, and my brother and sister were in there, and there were all these little bonsai sticks all over the living room. And I was like, oh my gosh, why did you have a bonsai tree and you cut your bonsai tree up? And they were just laughing at me, and I'm like, what's up? And Zachary says, Aunt Kelly, smell this. He picks it up, and I smelled it, and I went, is that pot? And he goes, yes. And I said, where are the leaves? And he said, we cut the leaves off. It was just the buds on the stem. And he goes, yeah, Kelly, I can't believe you thought those were bonsai. And I was like, well, Zachary, I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never smoked a joint when I was a kid, but I'd never seen it. I've just seen the marijuana plant. I don't think I would have known a bud if it would have hit me in the face,
And a young marijuana plant looks like a young tomato plant.
Yeah, I don't know. But all I know is I touched it and I was like, oh no, is it going to get in because I was still working at the time. Is it going to get in my bloodstream? Oh no, they're going to drug test me. There's going to be pot in my bloodstream. And he was like, Aunt Kelly, stop it right now. You're overreacting. I'm like, that's, I knew he grew. I guess he grows a good strain because he is just a genius kid. I mean, genius kid. I guess he grows a really good strain, but I wouldn't know because I can't smoke. But I could buy from him and make my own edibles, but I can barely bake when it comes in a box, let alone, with a pot. I wouldn't know how to do it or what part of the plant or what. I don't know. Do you chop up the bud like you do parsley? I mean, what do you do? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't. You can't just take a bag of weed, grind it up, and put it in your brownie batter. You actually have to. You have to incorporate the fat into an oil, like into an olive oil or into butter.
Oh.
And then use that in your cooking.
Oh. See, that's how I'm as street as they come, Cliff. I'm as street as they come.
Jody, good to see you, buddy.
I remember when I was a kid and I was in high school and some girl had a condom on the bus and she was passing it around so everybody could see, right? And all I saw was this circle thing in plastic and I thought for sure, what are you doing? I thought for sure.
I'm showing a reflection of my camera.
Oh, that's what I have. I thought for sure it was a drug and it was a condom. So I was very naive for a very, very long time. Pretty much anything adult I had to learn from my husband because my parents never shared anything with me. I knew about sex and stuff like that, but any drug or alcohol. Well, I knew about beer, but like alcohol stuff, I had to learn from my husband because I was so stinking naive. I knew nothing. I went home and told my parents, and they were like, they wouldn't tell me what it was. They didn't tell me it was a condom. They just told me to shut up about it, and they didn't tell me anything. So I'm really
for my 16th birthday. For my 16th birthday, my mother. No, I was waiting for the bike too.
You guys, it's really hot in my house. My husband turned the air off, and I'm in the hot room, so I've got the ceiling fan going, and there's such a beautiful breeze coming through the window. So I'm really sorry for the hot rod, you guys. I apologize, and I thank you for your patience.
But yeah, for my 16th birthday, my mother, she bought me a lottery ticket. She filled my car up with gas, and she taught me how to hand roll a joint.
Oh my God.
It's funny. She's like, that's how you do it. And then she goes, I neither condemn nor condone this, but this is for you.
You know what? My son gave me a joint when I was dealing with so much pain, and I could barely walk upstairs, and this was quite a while ago, a decade ago, and my son will be 30 on his next birthday, so he's no spring chicken. And he gave me a joint in a medicine pill bottle with a lighter, and said, Mom, if you're ever in so much pain it makes you cry, take a hit or two off of this and see if it helps your pain. And well, of course I can't smoke because of my lung disease, but I had it for years and years and years and years and years. And there was one day where all the kids, my daughter, her husband, their baby, their 5 dogs, my 4 dogs, my cat, their cats, we were all living under the same roof. And I was 3:00 in the morning, and I was up by myself, and I didn't have the baby that night. And I was just suffering so bad. And I was sitting at my desk, and I was crying. And I took that out of my desk drawer. I lit that sucker up, and I took one long toke. And burnt the back of my throat because I don't know how to excel very good. And took another little toke off of it, put it out, put it back in the bottle, put it in the drawer. And I'm telling you, it only took maybe 10 minutes before it really hit me. And everything, this was before I was on Adderall for my ADD. Everything, just like my 100 folders that I have floating around in my head all the time, didn't do much for the pain, but all the 100 folders I had in my head, like compartmentalized into like 10 subfolders. And I was just like, oh my God, I felt so organized in my head. I started making a list of everything I was going to do and how I was going to do it. And, it lasted about 20 minutes, but it was great. My head was clear. And that's what the Adderall does for me. But, apparently that's what pot does for me too. But of course I got bronchitis because I smoked something. So I got sick, but it was interesting to see how it affected me. And then I went to the doctor and said, I think I have ADD, because I told them what happened, and they put me on Adderall, and it's been pretty good since then, so far. There's different kinds of marijuana. I know there's different kinds of strains, but what the heck? I don't even know what you're talking about, Jody.
Well, there's he's referring to indica and sativa. And sativa gives you it's called a heady high, which it basically, makes you all cheery and makes you want to go get up and do some vacuuming. And there's also indica. Stop that, Mom. You're gorgeous.
Oh, I'm always playing with my bangs. Thank you, though, Clef. I appreciate that.
And there's also indica. with indica, which gives you that deep couch lock body stone, and it's actually referred to, indica is referred to couch.
Into couch. Oh, that's funny. See, I told you that
And
this is just more leading to my street cred. You know, I'm just building up that street cred.
And before I got into reselling, I was really heavy into indica because all I needed to do was sit there and have my thumbs moving because I played Xbox. So I was like, I'll sit on the couch all day and just work my thumbs.
My son actually sprained his thumb one time. And they figured it was playing too many video games. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, and Jody, I've got to go off what Jody said there. I have a 120-inch projector screen. So there are times where I'll pull my easy chair up to about 6 feet, 7 feet from that screen and recline. And so I'm actually turning my head to see all the details on the screen because it's 10 feet wide.
Spoiled boy in his toy. That's what that is.
Spoil myself. I had to work for all that spoiling.
I'm just teasing. We've got a big screen TV in every room but this one. So I can't talk. I cannot
Actually,
talk.
I hourred out my projector. I need to buy a new one.
Oh, your tubes? Or whatever.
It was the graphics processing module. I thought it was just the color wheel, which is the first thing to go on LCD projectors. So I took it all apart, and I realized once I got in there that the color wheel is hard soldered to the circuit board. You can't just take it out and put a new one in.
Oh.
And it was just like an Xbox. It was just like an Xbox. In the process of getting into it, I wrecked it. So.
Oh no! Do you buy older projectors or newer projectors?
Yeah, I buy refurbished ones.
My husband.
There's actually an eBay seller. There's actually an eBay seller in Canada that I buy most of my electronics from. He sells refurbished stuff. So.
Oh yeah.
And he's starting to give me a good deal on warranties and whatnot too.
My husband bought a projector, didn't like it, didn't use it, and it's sitting in a box underneath my desk, and I have to list it, and I'm probably not going to get anything for it. I wasn't going to sell it to you or anything because it's it's like 6 years old, so it's obsolete at this point. But yeah, I've got to list it for somebody if they want an older projector. But got to get to it before it's completely obsolete.
If it has an HDMI port, it's new enough because my surround sound system is a good 10, 12 years old.
Yeah, that's something else my husband bought and has sitting in a box, brand new, not used. I'm telling ya. That's why I say I can't complain about boys and their toys because my boy likes his toys too, but he doesn't use them. He buys them and doesn't use them. And we've got one of those iRobot vacuum things that have been sitting in a box, never opened, behind his recliner in the man cave for about 3 years. And
wow.
I should really list that and sell that. Because he's never going to open it up and use it. He's like, we have too much furniture. It would just bang against all the furniture. I'm like, then why did you buy it? Why did you buy it? Well, I thought it would keep up on all the dog hair. But if you don't get it out and try it, what's the point?
Yeah. Hi, Lynn.
What's the point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, doesn't matter how good the vacuum is, it won't work if it's still in the box.
Sealed in the box. No kidding, right?
All you're doing is keeping its resale value.
Well, he works for like for Meyer. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's like a great big grocery store chain that has everything. It's like groceries and clothing, huge clothing section, huge houseware section, huge sporting goods section. You can get fishing license.
Similar to Walmart supercenters.
Yeah, but it's bigger. It's bigger.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it has more than Walmart has to offer, more things to offer than Walmart does. But yeah, he works for that company. He's worked for that company in the produce department for 37 years. So he's been there since he was 18 and he makes a really good living, but he gets a discount. And then so when something goes on sale and then there's like Santa bucks at Christmas time, then you can get so much more money off, $50 off of this. And then he gets his discount on top of it. And then they might give gift cards to employees for special things. So he might have a $50 gift card. And I think he only ended up paying like $40 or $50 for it. So it wasn't like he paid a whole lot of money for it, but still, he bought it and didn't use it. So kind of like a Costco, but they do sell some large quantity stuff, but not like that. I mean, it's bigger, it has more things to offer. Like it's got a quality jewelry counter and, well, I wouldn't say like a jewelry store quality jewelry counter, but I don't know. I guess it's kind of like a Walmart. You could compare it to a Walmart.
So probably picture what Sears would have done if they got into grocery.
Yeah, if they would have gotten into groceries, right. Yeah, they're more diversified than Walmart is. But it's like neck and neck with Walmart and in this on the Midwest coast, Michigan down to like Kentucky area. I think they're big like Walmart. Walmart goes countrywide, but Walmart's going to eventually run all the Meyers out of business. I just hope that my husband's retired when that happens. My husband's 55. So hopefully they'll stay in business another 7 years. I'm sure they will, but eventually Walmart will probably run them out of business. Walmart's going to run everybody out of business. Yeah, I miss Kmart's too, Len. I really miss Kmart's.
I picture Walmart's running everybody out of business, and then they're going to get out of business themselves, and the whole country is going to be left with nothing to fall back on.
You don't know how to homestead. You don't know how to homestead. You don't know how to hunt for your own food. You don't know how to process your own food. You're going to be screwed. My family's going to be okay. My family will be just fine. But
did I ever tell you that story of my mom? Like she'd grew up in Michigan, and she'd go to the lake. She'd go to the Lake Michigan Channel and hand noodle for catfish.
Yeah.
When she was younger.
Yeah.
But she actually went up.
Tell everybody what that means, Cliff.
It's where you stick your finger in the burrow, wait for the catfish to bite your hand, and then pull it out.
Yeah, you put it.
And she didn't even do that to eat. She did that for fun.
Yeah, you put your finger in the mouth of the catfish, right? And then you're sticking it through the side of the mouth and you're pulling it out. So your fingers is literally the hook. And you pull it out and you can catch it.
But yeah, later on in life, her husband at the time moved her up to his hunting cabin in Alaska. And she was 7 months pregnant. And he goes, I have to run back down. Like, he was native. He goes, I have to run back down to the reserve. I'll be back in a week. And Kelly, it was 3 months before he showed back up.
Oh my goodness. So what'd your mom do?
So my mother was, she was running a snare line. She was splitting wood like every day. She gave birth to my oldest brother on her own in a cabin out in the woods. And she went and split wood that afternoon and walked her trap line. So I tell you, if there's a woman in my life that I do not ever want to anger.
Yeah, no kidding, right? How
But
did
yeah,
she
if we ever
know?
have a zombie apocalypse, I'm calling my mom.
How did she know, being it was her first child, to pass the placenta? How'd she know how to do that?
Yeah.
She probably felt something. It was connected, and she pushed and pushed it out. Is probably what happened.
Yeah.
And it never seems to amaze
I didn't
me.
ask too many details.
Yeah, my mom was raised by half Russian, half German woman, and
Wow.
she was a rough witch. And she had no emotion. She showed no love, and pushed me away every time I tried to hug her. And she lived in the UP of Michigan. Pushed me away every time I tried to hug her, and would say, "Get that kid away from me. You know, what are you doing?" And it's like, fine. You know, you don't want to love me. I just wanted to love on everybody, you know. And
Yeah.
and so, you know, my mom always said, Kelly, she was too busy raising her family and working, because they lived on a dairy farm, you know, working the farm to show any of us kids a lot of love, you know. So she's like, you can't blame her for that. Her, you know, Grandma Henschel was loving when she was older, but she wasn't loving when she was raising her kids. And then as my grandma aged, I call her Agnes because that's her name. As she aged with her great grandkids, Agnes was good with her great grandkids, but she was never good with her grandkids. So apparently the Henschel women would mellow in age. But by then I was like, I don't want anything to do with you, you know? She wasn't really, you know, I didn't know her. So we'd go up there every summer forever. We went up there every summer to visit our relatives and everything, but I never got to know her. So it wasn't like having a grandmother. So yeah, Russian and German is not a good mix as far as being a loving person, I guess. I don't know, maybe it is in some households, but my mom grew up tough. She grew up really, really tough. She tells the story how she fell through the hay chute when she was baling hay in the loft of the farm, and she broke her shoulder and dislocated her shoulder, and they didn't go to the doctor, and she lived like that for 2 weeks before one of her friends socked her in the arm and put her arm back in the socket.
Ike.
Yeah, and it never healed right. So she knows that her collarbone or her shoulder, whatever the bones are, never healed right. And they said, what happened? And you know, she's like, oh well, I ran into and they said, no, this injury is like 40 years old, 30 years old. This is a really old injury. And she's like, well, I fell out of the hay chute when I was a kid. Okay, we're just shooting guns. It's no big deal. And dislocated my shoulder, and he's like, you broke your collarbone or whatever. And she's like, oh, is that why it hurt for 6 months instead of, you know, a couple of months? And because it didn't heal right, didn't heal lined up. So she has a lot of pain in that area now. So she's a tough woman, my mother. She's got 12 diseases, and she'll still build a wall in her apartment. She'll build temporary walls in her apartment to make extra rooms. She's just like that. She's 76 and she still does construction and everything. So I definitely need my mother to make sure everything was plumb when we built the cabin. If the world gets destroyed, we all go underground and come back and there's nothing there. I'll need my mom to make sure everything's level when we build the cabin. My husband will hunt and bring everything home. I'll skin it and process it, and we'll be good. We just have to learn how to make flour from wheat. That's it. That's the only thing we have to learn. Oh, Lord. Sorry for that great big long story, you guys.
No, that was interesting.
Yeah, I come from tough stock. When we were kids, if you cut yourself, my dad would be like, "Get the needle and thread, Lou," because my mom sewed. Get the needle and thread. And you did, and you didn't complain. You just let Dad do what Dad wanted to do. And I think that's why I have such a high threshold for pain. It's probably why God gave me fibro instead of somebody else, because I can handle it, whereas maybe somebody else couldn't.
Mm.
Look at me and my little stories, and I got this little tiny pocket knife. Look at this little pocket knife. I'm playing with this little pocket knife. You should see the knife I keep in my car. It's got like a 6-inch blade on it. It doesn't fold up. It's just, I bought it at a garage sale, and the handle's like, oh, the handle's 3 or 4 inches, and the blade's about the same amount of inches. So it's a pretty good knife. It's a pretty good sized knife. I bought it at a garage sale, threw it in my glove box about 3 years ago, and it stayed there. I figure it's good for protection. I'll tell you what, though, when I got road raged, because I got road raged, a guy got out of his car and was pounding on my car and everything. And I called 911. This was like 2 or 3 months ago. I called 911, and I said, he's pounding on my car. What do I do? They said, get out. And I said, I can't. I'm trapped by cars, you know. And I opened up my glove box. I took out my knife, took it out of the leather sheath, and I waved it at him. I said, I'm on the phone with 911, and I have a knife. I will stab you. And I told 911, I said, I will stab him. If he breaks my window, I will stab him. And so then after he saw my knife, because I said, like I said, it's a nice sized knife, he went and got back in his car. So had I not had that knife, who knows, you know?
Yeah.
I told 911, I will stab him. And I wouldn't have thought twice about it. If he would have come in my car and grabbed me, I would have been stabbing his arms. Don't mess with me.
If that would have happened in Canada, the 911 operator would have discouraged you from stabbing him.
I don't care. You know what? I gave him the license plate and the description of the guy and make and model of the car. And then what they did is they had a police officer call me like 3 hours later and explain the incident. And they kept it on file, and they said, well, if there's another road rage incident relating to this gentleman, we'll be contacting you for your testimony. And I'm like, yeah, let him kill somebody. You know, I said, don't you want to go to his house and talk to him? I mean, you've talked to me now about what happened. Don't you want to go get his version? You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Lemonade Day.
Lemonade. Where did that happen? Where I think it was out in Ontario somewhere, Jody, if my memory serves me correctly, but a peace officer gave some kids a citation for operating a business without a license. It was a lemonade stand. That just blew me away when I saw that in the news.
That's ridiculous. That's taking your job a little too far.
That is really cool, though. Yeah, the Stollery is basically Canada's go-to hospital for children. They do really, really good work there.
That's cool. Kind of like St. Jude's here.
Yeah,
in the
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald House here.
Yeah.
You know what, dude? I should probably get off here because I've got an auction in 6 hours that I have to get ready for, and I only know of one thing I'm selling, so I got to round up a bunch of jewelry and some other things. I need to get into a working hangout so I'll actually get some work done.
Yeah, I think Tiffany's still waiting for you.
not a chat with your buddy Cliff and have fun. We'll have to do some private working hangouts, Cliff. I would love that.
Sure.
All you got to do is either message me on Facebook. Do you follow me on Facebook?
I do. I'm under the.
Oh yeah,
I'm not using.
I know.
Yeah,
who
I'm
you
not
are.
using my own name. I'm using the business name. But.
Yeah. So just hit me up on Facebook. Make sure you let me know who you are in case I'm having a brain fog day.
Yeah, it's similar to the.
Yeah,
it is similar to my YouTube name. Yeah.
I know it is. But still, say, hey Kelly, it's Cliff. Just okay. Just because it's happened where some of my really, really good friends have messaged me or texted me, and I don't have their phone in my phone yet. I don't have their contact in my phone yet. I might have them on Facebook or whatever, but I don't have their phone number because I give my phone number out to just about anybody. In case anybody needs to get a hold of me, especially for Bible study and whatnot. And so I'll get messages from people and I'll be like, who's this, please? And then they'll get all mad at me because I don't know who it is. But so I always say, tell me who you are. When you message me or whatever, tell me who you are so I know who you are. So I have to tell you that too so people in the chat don't get upset.
I don't think too many people call you Mom with a U.
No, they don't. That's true. Only about 5 or 6, so only a few. Yeah, I've got people in Australia that call me Mom. And a couple other people from the UK. So.
Right on.
Only a few. See, you didn't know I branched out that far, did you, Cliff?
No.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
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 Your love has large wings.
Well, I'll tell you. My love does have large wings, and those wings have artillery attached to them. So if you mess with somebody that I love, you better watch it.
These wings carry ordnance.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. You don't want to see me mad. The only time I've ever gotten mad live is when I got dipped by 26 trolls. Then I was F-bombing it pretty bad. This was before Bible study started. Before Bible study. All right, babe. Well, I better because I got to get some work done. And I can't work when it's you because I just want to sit and I just want to talk and chat. Because I love you.
I love you too.
Aw, that's so sweet. You have to make a 3D of my face now, and I can use it for a hair ornament. My picture thingy. That'd be kind of scary though, because of the chins and everything.
Well, you can't really see on camera, but like it's a little puppy.
It's a wolf. It looks like a wolf.
But the
that is so cute. I love it.
the mouth didn't really turn out.
No,
Just where the nozzle had to build outside
yeah.
of what it was building onto, it kind of messed it up. But my niece made me pinky swear that I'd build her a kitty and a
Aw.
puppy.
You are doing so much with that 3D printer, Cliff. I'm really impressed. I thought it was just going to be another toy for you, but I'm really impressed. I mean, you're taking it and running. When do you have time to do your business? When it's printing?
Pretty well, yeah. Because on this computer, I do my listing on this computer and my label printing, and I go into the kitchen to do my photograph and measurements, but.
Well, all right, baby. I'm going to get off here. And thank you for the advice on the internet stuff, because I am not technical at all. I am very anti-technical. So, yeah. So thank you for the help with that. And hit me up next time you get bored or whatever, you want to sit and talk.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Love you, babe.
Love you too, Mom.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Jody. Bye, Lynn. Bye, everybody.
Jody, do you know How to Train Your Dragon? The movie, not the process. That's toothless. It's actually a hair tie. Like, it'll bend to go around your hair. Like, you have to heat it up to bend it, and then you actually put the pin through the wings. Yeah. Looks real cobwebby. Like, I cleaned it up pretty well. It was like nozzle would do a bit here, and then it'd jump over there, and then it'd go up there, and then it'd go through there. Like, all that jumping around that it did, it left a lot of cobwebs. Sand and paint, yeah. I actually might. See, I don't know how well PLA would take paint. Like, I want to say it's probably similar to ABS, but it probably won't take paint at all. You can't really see it on. Wouldn't be able to show it to you. On this, yeah, on this platform, it doesn't really show it, but you can see where, like, the nozzle that it laid down, the stuff that it laid down, that first layer, like, it'd probably take the paint in between anyway. But I've just been trimming it with this guy and the metal Scotty peeler. But I kind of dig how it turned out. I was having a problem with the first few layers sticking, especially where it gets to a point. Like, the nozzle would come around and then go back. When it did that, it would peel that corner up. But I increased my bed temperature 10 degrees for that first few layers. And there's one screw at the back that I turned that a 32nd of an inch, and it brought the nozzle closer to the bed. So it's crazy how a tiny little tweak like that would make the difference. I just found a little bit of here. I'm going to trim that off. Yeah, I've showed that to a few people already, and they want one. But this took close. This with the pin. Which one was it now? maybe this one. This with the pen is probably an 8-hour project. And you can't really set it to print and then walk away. I think you were around when that Jeff guy was helping me out. He said not to leave it alone. Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's only 1/4 inch thick. And I made some new cart coins, like you've probably seen those. But I got to thinking, what about the ones where you put the coin in and then you put the key in over and it covers the coin and locks the coin in? Whoops, good thing I have two. There's the loonie. There's the cart coin. Same thickness. So yeah, might give Mom one of them too. But we do most of our shopping at Walmart and Co-op, and they don't charge you at all to grab carts. Just that No Frills we got is the only place that we have to pop a loonie in for the cart. But yeah, this little cat took 4.5 hours, and that dog took just shy of 5 hours. 30. I guess if you put a if you're only putting a layer down a 35 thousandths of an inch, like I think that's on the screen, it works out to 1/10 of a millimeter. But a 1/10 of a millimeter is what the bed moves each layer it puts down. So, and something like this laying down, like it's about 6 inches wide by about 4. Like you gotta go around each one. Then you gotta do that. It looks like 4 times for one layer. And there's about 70 or 80 layers. So yeah, it takes some dedication. And this messed up Eiffel Tower took 4.5 hours. That was my first little project, though. I should do another one to see if there's any difference now that I've got everything dialed in. And another cool thing that you might have known is I figured the layer depth needed to be calibrated for each layer. I thought it was hitting the work as it was going up, like getting taller, but it's not. This motor here that feeds the filament through the extruder, it jumps every now and then. So I just have to figure out how to. I've got a big stack of manuals here that I printed off for it. I gotta see what's going on with that with that motor, why it's jumping. I'd hate to have to order something from the Netherlands again. UPS wanted another $15 by the time I got that, because I got a new sticker and I got a holder with it has a bearing in it, but this spool isn't balanced. Like it's got a heavy side to it. So on a nice free-flowing bearing, it'll get up to a point, and then it'll unload another half of filament, and then you got filament all over the place. So I just got that little GoPro mount, I think I've showed that to you before. I just clamp it on the foot, and the filament roll rides on top of that. Inexpensive use for expensive GoPro accessories, I guess. But I ordered that from China. It only cost me about 15 bucks. Remember what used to be sitting there? I think you remember. Oh, you don't? Well, technically, it was a massage unit. Don't see it too often because there's a fat guy in the way, right? But no, that you probably recall that that vintage massager that I got from that sweet old lady at that church sale. I sold that the other day for $70, free shipping to a Chinese guy in Toronto. So that was a pretty good flip. Pretty good to get that out of there. And Tommy Bernard can't pick on me so much now. I didn't even know it was a lemonade stand. Oh my God. That map is just covered. Oh, that's your Shout Out Edmonton site, eh? Is that what I'm looking at? Or is that just an ad for along the side? Yeah, that's cool. No, it's really cool. Huh. I see one of my eBay ads down below too. I redid a few of my pictures. I think I did a decent job with them. And they're not showing up at the top, which they should be, but the hell guy does promoted stuff anyway if it's not promoted. I gotta look into this stuff. Apparently I got an offer too, and I didn't realize it. And I'll look that up too while I'm here. It's active. Okay. Bear with me. You ever get an offer on something and not get a notification that you got an offer? Or is that just, would that be if it automatically denied that offer? Is that how that would go? Oh yeah, it's an automatic decline. I wonder. Can I send an offer to somebody who the system automatically declined it? Because I had auto decline on that because I was greedy. But I don't want to be greedy anymore because that thing takes up a huge space. But I'll show you that video. Share. Remember that? Remember those books? That kind of looked all washed out and whatnot. I actually couldn't get the settings right on ProCam, and I just used the iPhone camera app, the built-in app, and did that. And I got rid of the light box again because I think it was pumping too much light into the lens, which is why it looked all washed out. But yeah, you can see the seam for the poster board back in there. But even the defects on the back of the one book, it shows up better. But yeah, I kind of like it. There was a few that I redid the pictures on them, and they look way better. And I got rid of the light box and went back to the poster board tabletop, and I actually got lower wattage bulbs. I went from the 100-watt equivalent, I think they were 40-watt or 60-watt equivalent. But yeah, that's that offer that was automatically declined, one of them. Halo Reach Legendary Edition. It's got the Noble Team statue in there. It was really cool. Picked that up at a Value Village for $65 less 20. So what's that, about 48? And it didn't have the game. And they wouldn't dicker with the price at all. I was like, well, the game isn't even in it. What's the point? So I got that game pretty damn cheap, actually. But it doesn't say. Huh. And that other person offered 120. And it's $45 to ship that to myself. See that? I think that's that's to myself. $60 if I want express post. But yeah, I see the reviews are pretty good for the Google Pixel 3 for their camera. So I'm I think I might pick up one of them. Because in the grand scheme of things, the iPhone SE camera does rate pretty low. You are right, but it's a pretty crappy camera. But Marie is still listening. I wonder, I'm going to do a little experiment. Because those books showed up blue. They showed up blue on camera. Do I have them in here? I don't. I've got my YouTube up, and I'm just going to see. Geez, that looks almost the same color as my shirt. But yeah, it's a little darker than the royal purple. It kind of looks better on screen, I guess, because it's just coming up now. But I've got, I was using 480 on StreamYard, but I had, I've got a wired network, and I'm doing the 5 gigahertz wireless as well. So I think that made a I think that's making a difference on the YouTube feed for sure. The next printing project, I have no idea. I might make a higher quality Eiffel Tower. I really want to try the big one, but it's like an 80-hour it's like an 80-hour print time for all 4 sections. Because the bottom section was like 65 hours, 70 hours, and then it gave 3 other sections on another print job. It's just a pain in the neck that it takes so long, but I might try one of these, because I can print one of these in 8 hours if at a higher detail. Because this was very high detail, but I can go to extreme detail, which I believe very high. I'll just check that out here. Very high detail is 100. What's that goofy looking U and M? Is that micrometers? I think that's micrometers. And then there's extreme, which goes down to 50 micrometers. So I might try that. I figure, what do you got? What do you got to lose after you sit there for 6 hours anyway? Another couple hours ain't gonna make a difference. I might as well do some listing while I'm waiting. My cat is drinking out of the toilet. What the hell, dude? Got an $85 filtering fountain and you're drinking out of the damn toilet. Just sitting there like he owns the damn place. Like he's meant to drink out of the toilet. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that fountain might need to be cleaned out and sanitized. And that might be why he's drinking out of the toilet, because it looks... Yeah, right, Jody? And he likes cardboard boxes too. He strips that inside, that one layer off. But I have his scratch pad is corrugated cardboard on edge and glued together, which is probably why he likes cardboard boxes so much. Yeah, he's funny. Now he's gonna perch out the window. But I actually built him a little cat house, just a little slumber house, just big enough to hold his bed. And he spent, oh God, he spent a long time in there. And then since I started stacking eBay inventory around it, he hasn't really used it. But I built it out of the similar material that I built this other stuff. Like ramp, and then it goes up, and then up, and then over. Most of this stuff is from an old box spring, repurposed. I stripped all the lumber, pulled all the staples out of the box spring, and made that for him. He certainly enjoys it. Kind of a little obstacle course for him too. I made that a while back one night when I had nothing to do. It took me all night to build all that. With and his cat house was measures probably 3 feet wide by 2 feet wide by 3 feet long. Has a little peaked roof. It's like a little house. Curtains on the front kind of come down like that, so he has to walk through the curtains. But yeah, I built that. I put his cat bed into it, and he walked in there, he looked around, he curled up, and he went right to sleep. It was funny. And that was one place that like I don't reach in there and pet him at all when he's in there. That's his space. And I had to teach my niece that too. Like if he's in there, that's his house. That's his space. If he wants to come out and get petted, he can come out and get petted. But I mean, a boy needs his own space, no matter how big of a prick he is. But I am actually going to sign off here. I've been on for a little over 3 hours now. I was just printing, Jody. I was just printing this pen for the hair clip, and I figured I'd throw myself on a live stream, and people can come out, hang out, talk about eBay, Sundays, 3D printing, whatever the title said. I forget what I wrote on there now. But I have a farmer's market to go to. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be on real super late because I've been working. My old boss called me, and so I've been working for him. That's pretty well where I've been. It's difficult to stay up till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning when you've got to be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and just sit in a truck all day. But money's money and winter's coming, right? See, there's nothing at the farmer's market. There's usually 2 booths, one artsy booth and one, she's kind of a miscellaneous. I rode the school bus with her when I was younger, so I pretty well just go buy a little bag of, buy some groceries or buy some veggies, and then I go over to her and chit chat. Because we rode the bus, but we rode the school bus, but her older brother was in my class. And it was a long ass, we lived on the longest bus route. It was half an hour in one direction and a full hour, 5 minutes in the other direction. So we were able to spend quite a long time chit-chatting on the bus. So, but yeah, it would be a real short video, I tell you that. Because it's kind of the one booth they do fresh vegetables and some woodworking projects, not like this stuff. Like actual making stuff. Some of it's kind of cool. And then that other girl, she sells just about anything, and she's a consultant. She's a consultant seller with a company similar to what I do with my AMSoil, synthetic motor oil. It's a multi-level marketing type thing, Avon style. She sells cleaning products and whatnot through them. But yeah, it's really not interesting. If it took half hour to see everything as a minimum, I'd probably film it. But if it's 2 or 3 booths, well. But I am getting close to my 100 subs. I think I'm at 96 now. So I think when I hit 100, I might do a small tour of the town. There is a walk around video of the town. It was put out 7 years ago. But I might wait till a bingo night and do a slow drive around town, little tour, and 1,000 hours. I wonder what I'm at now. I'm just gonna look at it. But yeah, I might do a small, like a little drive around tour. Literally, like if I'm going 10 miles an hour, I'll be back home in 5 minutes. And I'll even go out on the highway for 2 blocks. Show that section of the highway. And that fly is pissing me off. He is really testing his fate. I'm a tolerant guy. But if you land on my head and walk around on my forehead, I'm not very tolerant. And he's like, the only fly I've had in my house all summer. Right? Well, I won't say like this is Jim's house, this is Randy's house, this is Sam's house, this is Lois's house. I'm not going to go through everyone I know. What's 18,200? $18,200 divided by 60.
The answer is about
300 watch hours. 303. That's not too bad. It's not bad for a guy who's got nothing to say. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm still. Do you still use Filmora? I've been looking at Movavi myself. Originally, I started watching you for Premiere Pro. Right on. And my mother just showed up, so I'm gonna sign off. I'll catch you guys again. Thanks for hanging out.